Hey everybody, welcome to another round of Canje Plays, and today we're going to continue our playthrough in our VOD series with Ashes Reborn, Rise of the Phoenixborn. This is my first in going into the VOD series, and I'm kind of nervous about it, so be gentle, but be fair. If I mess up a rule, please let me know down in the comments, and if I catch them in post editing, I'll be sure to put them in a subtitle. So make sure you have your subtitles turned on down here so you can see if I catch any error. If you do that, I can get it back in post editing. This series in its entirety is made so that we can go through all the different Phoenixborn that are going to be in the game and have a good time, so you can see the wonderful work that Team Covenant and Plaid Hat Games has done to bring this wonderful game from PvP to PvE. So without further ado, let's hop into it. Our Phoenixborn today is going to be Aradel Summergaard. So she's the Phoenixborn of Evermist Valley, and just a few things about her that you'll need to know, especially about her stats themselves with the beautiful art that's on here, is her health is going to be 16, which is located at the center. Our battlefield is going to only be able to hold 8 units, so any more than 8 she cannot do. 9 is right out. So for her spell board, she can hold 4 unique spells, no more, no less, but she can hold, if you have more than one of the same, she can add same onto there and it'll be fine. Her special ability that she can use once per turn is her Water Blast. It is what you see there is a side action. She will exhaust the ability. She will have to pay 1 resource of natural magic, the second ability that's on there, to deal 2 damage to a target unit. So she can target a target unit as a bonus action, spend a resource die, and deal damage that's on there. One of the resources that she'll be using is nature magic. So with nature magic, she has a dice power effect that says as a bonus action, she can spend a frog resource to deal 1 damage to a target unit, but that is once 1 dice effect. It does not exhaust. So as a side action, she can spend that every single turn if she has that resource to use. You'll also notice on this reference card of nature magic that the symbols that appear on the dice are the frog symbol, the leaf symbol, and the base symbol. So the frog symbol only has one face on the die. The leaf symbol has 2, and the regular has 3. So you'll have a total 6-sided die that's built that. If you have a frog symbol, you can use it as a frog, a leaf, or a base in any of your card actions that you're going to use. If you have a leaf symbol, you can use it as a leaf or a base, and if you have a base, you can only use it as a base. Aradel is also going to be making use of illusion magic, so where you have the wolf face, the mask, and then the base. Well, as also the illusion magic has a side action as well. If she spends one of the wolf resources, lower 2 dice in a target opponent's active pool, 1 level, power to class, class to basic. So power is the wolf, class is the mask, and basic is the basic die. So when you go up against the Chimera, that could be you can remove those dice, those shard dice that it is accumulating to help yourself fight a little better. Aradel's conjurations, one of them that she has is the blue jaguar. As you can see at the top, it says conjuration, and it goes on the battlefield. So this is a unit that lands on the battlefield. When it does land on the battlefield, it gains the gaze ability. When this unit is declared as an attacker, you may choose the target unit an opponent controls. That unit cannot block or guard for the remainder of the turn. So if there's a unit with guard, I can use the gaze ability to freeze that up that it can't, and then go ahead and do the attack. So a very strong creature to get into her deck. Now, this game is also built with deck building in mind. So if you're deck building and you'd think, oh, this card would look great in another Phoenixborn's deck, unfortunately, it can't. If you look at the bottom right symbol, that just means that it is specifically for Aradel to use, and no other Phoenixborn may use it. This creature has 1 attack, 2 life, and it recovers 0. So when it attacks a unit or a Phoenixborn, it will do 1 damage. When it is being attacked, it takes 2 damage to kill it, and on the recovery phase, It does not recover anything, but usually other cards would, so that's just showing you what's there. Another conjuration that Aradel has is the Butterfly Monk. This is a conjuration, as you can see at the top, with the battlefield, so it's a unit that goes onto the battlefield. Lovely art that's here. It also gains this ability called Unit Guard. This unit may guard a unit that is being attacked. What that means is most units in this game that don't have this unit guard ability cannot defend other units being attacked, but they can defend the Phoenixborn. With the Butterfly Monk, it can not only defend the Phoenixborn, it can defend other units being attacked. It also has Mend, which says when this unit is destroyed, you may remove one wound token from a target unit or Phoenixborn, so it would heal them when it is destroyed. It has one attack, one life, and no recovery. Our final conjuration is this wonderful Mist Spirit. As you can see, it goes onto the battlefield as well. Just a cute little guy. He's just wonderful, floating around, just loving it. And it's small, yes, but as infinite as the mists themselves. It has one attack and one life. So as you can tell, she may have some spells that makes this not so squishy if it's able to live long enough on the battlefield. For Aradel's starting hand, one of the cards that I picked to choose, and that's what's really wonderful about this game. Usually in most games you can mulligan and then draw again, so your starting hand is always random. In Ashes Reborn, Rise of the Phoenixborn, you actually get to look through your entire deck, pick the 5 cards that you want to start, and then shuffle the rest of your deck. So just another wonderful way this game is trying to be very unique from the other card battlers out there. So this spell I chose that is a ready spell called Shifting Mist. It goes on my spell board. Remember, my spell board can only hold 4 unique spells maximum. What you see in breaking down this card is going from top to bottom, the name of the card, Shifting Mist. It's a ready spell, which means it comes into play ready, and it goes on my spell board, so it's a reusable spell. It also has the symbol that's on the right, the first one that says it costs an action to play this card onto my spell board. It not only costs an action, but the face resource that you see is what it costs as well to play this from Illusion Magic. So if I want to play this card on my spell board, I need to say I'm using my 1 main action plus that resource, and I put that down on my spell board. As a bonus action, I can exhaust this card to change 2 dice in my active pool to the side of my choice. So that means I could bump it up to its most powerful number if I want as a side action, and I can use that every time this card is not exhausted during my turn. My next card that I'm selected to pick is Summon Butterfly Monk. This is a ready spell with a wonderful that will go on my spell board. It costs me 1 action alone, no resources, to put this down on my spell board. And then if I want to use it, it's going to cost 1 action. The next symbol that you see is it would exhaust this spell, and I would have to spend 1 frog symbol. Place a Butterfly Monk conjuration onto your battlefield. So if you remember the Butterfly Monks that I showed you as my conjurations, this is how I bring them into the game with this spell. The next spell that Aradel is going to bring in as her starting hand is Summon Blue Jaguar. So it is a ready spell. It goes on the spell board. It takes an action to play it down, and then once it's down as an action, I can exhaust this spell, spending 2 basics of either illusion or nature magic, it doesn't matter, to place a Blue Jaguar conjuration onto your battlefield. This is unique to Aradel, so if you want to add this in another deck, you cannot. It has to go with her. The next card I have is the Summon Mist Spirit. This is a ready spell, goes on my spell board. It costs 1 main action to play, and then as a main action, I can exhaust this, spending 1 face resource, to place a Mist Spirit conjuration onto your battle board. You may spend an additional base resource when activating this spell to place an additional Mist Spirit conjuration onto your battlefield, so you can summon 2 for the price of 1. Finally, my last card that I'll be bringing in is Steady Gaze. This is an action spell. What this means is when I use this card and when I pay its cost, this takes an immediate effect, and then it is discarded to my discard pile. It does not stay on my board or spell board at all. It's a one-use action that works. And for an action and spending 2 face resources, place 2 exhaustion tokens on a target unit, which means I would exhaust them, and then when you would remove one, they would still be exhausted for the next round. With Aradell's health set, her deck shuffled, her health set to 16, and the first player token pointing to me, and my 5 cards in hand, we're ready to set up the Chimera. So with the Chimera, we are going to take a look at it, see what it can do, and then how to set it up and what type of aspect we're going for. Because this is the second play of Ashes Rise of the Phoenixborn on the channel, but the first VOD, we're going to go ahead and take on the corpse of Viros Chimera one more time at standard level 1 with 1 player, as you can see at the top. So if you're playing 2-player, which is on the other side of this card, it will have a standard level 1 2-player side. This game is only able to be played 1-player or 2-player presently, or player versus player. What you see on the Chimera is very important for its setup and its understanding. The first thing you see going from left to right at the bottom, besides the beautiful art, is you see the threat of 4. That number 4 dictates how many cards of threat are going to be in play every round against our Phoenixborn. What's below that is the combination of threat cards that will be in play when we first start. So you will find the cards that have a blood drop, 1 blood drop, then another that has 2, another that has 2, and one more that has 2 to make up 4, and that is your starting. After that, those symbols mean nothing. It's just your starting. What you also see is 30. That is the health of the Chimera that we're going to be fighting and what we have to go against. Once we knock it down to 0, we win. The ultimate that says 3. So that this is where the red rains comes in. If there are 3 red rains on the Chimera, it activates its ultimate ability, and we have to face off with what that looks like. The aspect that we're going to be going up against today is going to be the shadow aspect. This is 1 card or 1 aspect card of that shadow deck that we're going to be shuffling up and putting into play. So what you want to do is look for the shadow aspect keyword on every single one of the cards that you have of the Chimera. It should be a total of 18 cards. Take those cards, get them all together, and shuffle them all up. These are going to be what goes on your battlefield and faces off against you. What you're going to find is we will talk more about how this card activates against you as we play, but for right now, gather those up, shuffle them all together, and then you're ready to go. Once they're all shuffled, what you want to do is match what you saw on the Chimera starting. So take 1 with a blood, put it there. 1 with 2 blood, look for another with 2. And 1 more with 2, and that is your 4th threat that's coming out. You'll then shuffle the rest and place it on the starting Chimera deck. What you will also find is this fatigue card. This fatigue card tells you what's going to happen when you run out of cards for the Chimera. You take that fatigue card if you're playing 1-player by the symbol at the bottom, put it on that side. If you're playing 2-player, you'll see a 2-player symbol on that side. Put this at the bottom of the deck and put it on top of their draw pile. The next thing you want to do is gather the Chimera specific ultimate and behavior cards with their symbol at the bottom. What you're going to do is stack this 1, 2, 3, put that on the ultimate side, stack this 1, 2, 3, put it on the behavior side. Take the behavior die, put it here, and set all of these symbols of the rage dice to their miss symbol or base symbol that you see, and put them down in this pool. Set the Chimera's health to its starting health, which is 30, and then we are ready to begin a playthrough of the game. The game is played over a series of rounds where you take a turn, the Chimera takes a turn, and either you will kill it or it will kill you, and the game will be over. This is a really fun game, everybody, and I really hope you enjoy this playthrough. So let's go ahead and get started. Okay, the first thing we want to do when we get started, or the first, is the prepare phase. What we're going to do is we're going to grab all of our dice. You will gather 10 dice. Based on your Phoenixborn, it will tell you which type of dice to use for them in the book if you have the base game, or you can go online to Phoenixborn to Ashes Live to find out some help on what your Phoenixborn's dice should start with. So you'll grab all 10 dice and you will shuffle them. or roll them, not shuffle them. Yes, you shuffle dice. That is how things work in this game. So you'll shuffle them, then what you're going to do is take them out and set them up in ascending order of highest to lowest, just so it makes sense for what you want to put. You can set them up in any way, but that's how I do it for it to make sense. With them all set, those are your starting resources. First player starts with you always to start, and it is your turn to play. To start, I'm going to play Shifting Mist as a spell. I'm going to put it down. It's going to cost my action and a resource, a face resource, to put it into play. As a bonus action, I can exhaust this ability to change 2 dice in my active pool to a side of my choice. So I will exhaust Shifting Mists, and I will turn 2 dice. I will turn this 1 die up to its wolf face, and I will turn this other die over to its frog face side. And that will be my turn. I did my main action, my side action, and that's it. The next thing that happens is it's the Chimera's turn. So with that, I will grab one of the rage dice and the behavior dice, and I will roll them to see what happens. And let's see what we've got. So we've got a miss symbol, which means it doesn't start charging its red rain die, but we also rolled a 7. So let's take a look and see what a 7 does for the Chimera in its behavior. Looking at our behavior phase card, phase 1 card, because we are on phase 1 of the Chimera, it says, as a bonus action, target opposing player must lower 2 non-basic dice in their active pool 1 level. Well, that's not fun. That is not great at all, because we just raised 2 dice, so now we have to lower 2 dice. So taking a look at our resources, we have to lower any 2 dice that we have. We'll take the frog back down to a leaf, and we'll take a leaf to a basic. And those are the 2 that's there. The next thing it says to do is reveal as its main action. So its bonus action was to make us reduce dice. Its main action is to reveal. When we reveal, we look at the threat cards and we take the leftmost card and we flip it over and reveal it. All right, it looks like that card is Regenerate. It's a shadow aspect that goes on the Chimera's battlefield. The symbol that you see right below that with the scratch, if it's on the right side, it attacks your rightmost unit when it attacks. If it's on the left side, it attacks your leftmost unit when it attacks. And if it's in the center, it attacks your Phoenixborn directly. Since it's on the right side, it will attack my rightmost unit when it activates. So it says it also gains this ability called Regenerate. When this unit is destroyed, re-roll a basic rage die. If a miss symbol is rolled, place this unit face up onto the right side of the Chimera's battlefield, then place 1 exhaustion token on it. It does get 1 status token on it. That's what that circle at the top center is. It says it gets 1 status token, so it gets to do it once when it activates instead of every single time. Another thing to mention about this card is that it has an attack value. So that means that when it activates, it will attack for 2. It has 1 life, and when it says blood 1, what that means is if I defeat this card, I will do 1 damage to the Chimera. All right, so the regenerate is there. We will add 1 status token on to say that it can regenerate once during its play, which we're not thrilled about, but that will end the Chimera's turn, and now it's back to my turn. So on my turn, I'm not too thrilled that it did that. I am not too thrilled at all. What I will do is I will put down the spell of Summon Blue Jaguar, and it only costs 1 action to do. My bonus action, which I only have a few, I have my Illusion Magic bonus action, or I actually have my Nature Magic bonus action that I like. Let's take a look at that. For my Nature Magic bonus action, if I spend 1 frog symbol, I can deal 1 damage to a target unit. So I can try to see if I can get rid of that Regenerate card without having to deal with it. So let's find out. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to use that, spending the 1 frog resource that we have to deal 1 damage to this unit that only has 1 life. Remember, what this regenerate says is when this unit is destroyed, re-roll a basic rage die, and it does have that symbol, and when that symbol comes out, this comes off, and it's going to come back on the face up onto the board on the right side So we'll move it over to the right, and it will get an exhaustion token on it. So it can no longer do anything towards me right now, which was a pretty good move. I don't mind it at all. With my action and bonus action complete, that now it's time for the Chimera to activate. So we will grab one, grab the decision die, and we'll give it a roll. All right, this is the raid symbol building up a red rain. When this comes up, we put it in a red rain slot, and then we take a look at number 3 to see how it activates. Number 3 says, as the only main action that it's going to do, attack if able. If not, reveal. Well, taking a look on the board, none of these have been revealed, and this one is exhausted. So the Chimera has nothing to attack me with, so therefore it's going to reveal the leftmost card. And the leftmost card is Constrict. Bad news bears. So it's going to go on the battlefield. It will attack the rightmost unit in battle, and it also comes with these wonderful abilities, one called Constrict. When this unit comes into play, the target opposing player must place one exhaustion token on a card they control. It doesn't matter, just any card they control, and that does include spells and Phoenixborn, which is unfortunate. I hate it, hate it, hate it. It also has the Defender ability. This unit will block for the Chimera and guard for aspects without this ability. The Chimera will not guard for this unit. We're going to pause here now to talk about guarding. The Chimera can guard for units that don't have guard on them, and you have to roll a die and on a 9+, the Chimera takes the damage instead of the unit. On anything lower, the damage goes through and it hits the unit instead. This horrible unit here has 2 attack, 4 life, very tough to kill, and if I defeat it, I will do 2 damage to the Chimera. All right, well, with that constrict coming in, I then have to when it comes into play, I have to exhaust something, and I'll exhaust the Blue Jaguar spell because I don't want to exhaust my Phoenixborn ability just yet. Not just yet. So that was its behavior of its action, and that's going to end its turn. So now it comes to my turn. Well, because I don't like how it treated me just now, I'm actually going to put down as my action Steady Gaze, which I have to spend 2, that I just flipped these face down, resource symbols of 2 face resource symbols, and I get to place 2 exhaustion tokens on a target unit. You enjoy that, my good sir. So it is exhausted, and it will be exhausted for quite a while. Once this is done, it leaves play, and that is that. So that was my action. As a bonus action, I will use my Water Blast ability to exhaust that Water Blast ability as a bonus action, spending this leaf to deal 2 damage to a target unit. The Chimera does not block for this target unit because I didn't attack it. I just did a spell that damaged it. Only when I declare an attacker will the Chimera defend. Okay, that was my action, my bonus action. It is the Chimera's turn. So it will lovingly roll these 2 dice, and we've got a 4 and a wonderful miss symbol. So on a 4, we'll take a look and see what a 4 does. So it will once again try to attack, and if it can't, it will then reveal its next card. Well, as you can see, I shut this down. This is already exhausted, so it has no choice but to reveal. So we're going to take a look and see what's under this. This wonderful card comes into effect, Dark Descent, which is a shadow aspect with the battlefield. It will attack my Phoenixborn directly if it activates, and descend 1. When this unit is declared as an attacker, place 1 exhaustion token on the opposing player target's leftmost unit. If that unit was already exhausted, discard it. Gross. It has attack 3 life or 3 health, and I will do 2 damage to the Chimera should I hit it. All right, with that one coming out to play, I am not too thrilled with how it is reacting. So for my next trick, as an action, I will put down Summon Mist Spirit as just it costs my action to do so. So that's what I'm going to play as my action. Yay! I don't have any bonus actions because these are exhausted. I still have my illusion magic and natural magic bonus actions. However, for my nature magic, I don't have a frog, and for my illusion magic, luring 2 dice won't be helpful because there's only 1 dice that's charging, so I don't need to lure any further. So with that in mind, it's going to be the Chimera's turn. So we're going to grab a rage die and roll. It's a miss, and I rolled a 1. So let's see what 1s do. A 1 or a 2 on behavior phase 1 just says it will use an action to reveal. So we've got already 3 revealed, so it's going to reveal its last card. And this is terrible. Another constrict comes out. Fantastic. So this one's coming out, and I have to exhaust the card that I have when it comes into play. Wonderful. All right, with the constrict coming out there, I have to exhaust my summon Miss Spirit. Yay, fun. That is not good. So after the Phoenixborn's finish, it's my turn. I have 1 card left, and I'm going to play it to summon Butterfly Mug. So remember, her spell board, 4 uniques. 1, 2, 3, 4. So my spell board is full with unique spells, so I cannot have a 5th unique spell. I'm just up to 4, but that's all I have in play presently as my action. That's all I can do. All right, so once all threats have been revealed, we no longer roll for the Chimera to build up. Instead, going from left to right each turn, these aspects are going to attack the units that they're meant to attack. So Dark Descent is going to go first. It's going to attack. When this unit is declared as an attacker, place 1 exhaustion token on the opposing player's target leftmost unit. If that unit was already exhausted, discard it. Phoenixborns are not considered units, so if there's nothing there, that would take no effect, but it's still going to attack my Phoenixborn directly for 3. So I will go from 16 health to 13 health. Fabulous. And it will be exhausted. And that is that turn for the Chimera. On my turn, I get an action to see what I want to do. Fun. Well, let's take a minute to think about what we can do to solve this, because I might be out of options and very scared. All right, so what I determined I can do is curl up in the fetal position and cry, because there's nothing really for me to do at this point. So what we can do is we can do our special ability using our illusion magic, using that ability. By using one of these, we can lower 2 dice. So we could take a look at the card just so you can see. So for illusion magic, as a bonus action, I can spend 1 wolf head to lower 2 dice in a target opponent's active pool 1 level. Power to class, class to basic. So I will spend my 1 wolf to lower this back down to basic and clear that pool. That is all I can do. So it is the Chimera's turn. This will attack. So it will attack me for 2. So I will go to 11 health of 16. And I have nothing else I can do. That will end its turn as it exhausts its last ability. This is going to be awful for what's about to happen. So that's going to end the round because it can no longer do anything else. If I could do stuff, I would keep taking turns until I can do anything else. But since I cannot and it cannot, we're going to declare that this is the end of the round. And what happens at the end of the round is first things first. First things first, we're going to do recovery. So remove wounds from units with recovery values. None of these have recovery values. I have no units in play with recovery values, so therefore we skip that step. Then we remove 1 red rain if it's on the Chimera for how much ever exhaustion tokens are on the Chimera itself. Since there's none there, we can skip that. Then if there are any dice we have not used, we exhaust those dice immediately. They are considered exhausted because they will be re-rolled. Then we will place red rains on the Chimera for how many aspects he has in play. Oh boy. He has all 4. I have failed horribly at getting rid of any of them, so he's going to gain 4 red rains on his board. What this also does is it triggers his ultimate ability. So let's take a look at what happens when we trigger his ultimate ability. So if you remember, the Chimera's ultimate ability is triggered when it has 3 red rains on it. This has 4. Big fun. So it is going to trigger its ultimate. When we trigger its ultimate ability, we grab the phase 1 ultimate ability, that's a ready spell, and we just read from top to bottom on what it does. After placing red range tokens on the Chimera, if there are red range tokens equal to or greater than the Chimera's ultimate value, resolve the following. Remove red range tokens from the Chimera equal to its ultimate value, so it's only going to lose 3, which means it will keep 1. Discard all cards on the Chimera's battlefield that it does not own, which means if I had alteration spells on any of its aspects, you would remove them all and put them in the discard pile. Then deal 1 damage to all units and Phoenixborn the Chimera's opponent's control. So everything in my battlefield and my Phoenixborn takes 1 damage. Then we remove this card and the top behavior card from the game. Increase the Chimera's ultimate value by 1 for each exhaustion token on the Chimera or this card. So it could actually boost it up to its ultimate in a terrible way. However, what happens is we're going to take away the behavior card, we're going to take away this ultimate card, and then it will go to behavior level 2 and ultimate level 2, which means it's starting to heat up. So what we do at this point, as we said, we remove only 3, leaving 1. We then discard the ultimate and behavior level 1, phase 1 abilities from the Chimera out of the game. And now we will be dealing with phase 2, ultimate, and phase 2 behaviors, so its behaviors have currently changed. Then we would replenish aspects. If there were any aspects, any blank areas, if I had killed an aspect, we would always build back up to its max threat, which is 4. Since there is 4 here, we don't need to do that. Finally, we remove all exhaustion tokens from every unit, including ourselves, getting rid of all, basically making all our units available for use once more. Once that's done, if we had to replenish any status tokens on any of our cards, we would do that, but we don't have to, except for this regenerate. It will get 1 back, so it gets to regenerate once again. Then that's going to end the round. What we need to do after that is just grab all of our dice, re-roll, and have a terrible, terrible time. We will take the first player token, and the Phoenixborn is going to go first after we roll. This was not the greatest of rolls for Canje, I tell you that much. Lots of basics. Lots and lots of basics. So we probably will be uptaking if we can, because this does not look good at all, at all, at all. But you know how I roll dice, so I know you're not surprised. All right, finally, the last thing we do before we begin the Chimera's turn is we draw up to 5 cards in our hand. The first card I drew is Summon Mist Spirit. So you've seen this spell before. Remember, I can have, when you see this, you're like, oh, that's bad, you can't play that. I actually can. You can only play up to 4 unique spells, but you can stack like spells so you can use them more than once as you play. So this is not bad that I got that. I also received a Summon Blue Jaguar card, so that gets added to my spell. Then I've got a lovely new spell called Mist Typhon. So for a face and a leaf, and as an action, deal 1 damage to all units, and I can draw a card. So anything with 1 health is getting hit. Anything that doesn't have 1 health is still getting hit. Finally, we have Out of the Mists. So for a wolf symbol and a frog symbol, I can deal X amount of damage to a target unit. As a bonus action, I can deal X amount of damage to a target unit, and I can draw a card. X is the number of units you have in play. So the more units I have, the harder I hit with this spell. Finally, I have Massive Growth. This is an alteration spell, and for a leaf and a base, I get to attach or alter one of my conjurations, and it says this spell can only be attached to a unit with an attack value of 2 or less. It gains Spellguard. This spell cannot be affected by an opponent's spell at all, and it has Fleeting. Discard this card at the end of this round. So you want to play it before, at the end of the round, this gets removed. And it's not at the end of my turn, it's at the end of the entire round it gets discarded, so it's fleeting. And those are my 5 starting cards. I would love to start play, but the Chimera goes first. So we're going to roll the rage and see what's the rage. So we've got a lovely shard of a red rain that comes in, and he rolled a 4, so let's see what it does. Well, with the new behavior card, behavior phase 2, a 2 to 4 says attack, if able, if not, reveal. Yay! So the leftmost unit is going to attack. It's going to attack me because there's no one else here to fight it. So it's going to hit me for 2 damage. Yikes. So that's going to take me to 9 health. Things are not looking good for Aradell. Not looking good at all. No good whatsoever. And I made a slight mistake here, so I caught it right after I did it. But because all 4 are revealed, he actually would not roll his rage against us, so this would not happen. Yep, I caught it. Instead, this creature would attack anyway. Because they're all revealed, he would not roll for that. Instead, we would start attacking with what's happening. So the attack is valid. However, he should not have rolled, so I pulled that back. Good catch, me. Yay. All right, so it is my turn. Let's see what we're going to do. Okay, our plan is going to be, I'm going to exhaust the Summon Blue Jaguar spell. Yes, because otherwise I'm going to take a beating. I'm going to exhaust the Blue Jaguar spell and spend 2 base symbols. We're going to grab 1 and 1 to summon a Blue Jaguar onto the field. So that comes down. It gains when this unit is declared as an attacker. So that was my action to do that. My bonus action is I'm going to spend this 1 leaf, exhaust my Phoenixborn ability, and I'm going to attack this unit for 2. This unit has a defender on it, which means the Chimera will not block for it, so it will take its full damage. So when it dies, we take it, put it in its discard pile, and yay, lo and behold, I got to hit the Chimera for 2 damage. These will slide over, so that was my action bonus action. Now, at the end of my turn, it is the Chimera's turn, so it will attack me for 3. This is not going well. I tell you what I'll do. Instead of it, as it's attacking me for 3, because it's attacking my Phoenixborn, my Jaguar is going to jump in to block that. And what happens at this point is it will attack, the attacks happen simultaneously. He will attack me for 3, so I'll take 3 damage, but I attack him for 1, and he takes 1 damage, and my Blue Jaguar is dead. But my Phoenixborn's alive, so that's a good thing. Now it's my turn. So this is what we're going to do today, I see. I'm going to spend 1, yes, I'm going to exhaust the Mist Spirit spell, spend 1 and 1 to summon a Mist Spirit. Wee-hee! And then spending an additional 1, I get to summon another Mist Spirit. Wee-hee! As they come in. Yes, enjoy my sound effects. I'm here all week. As they come into the fight. So that was my action. Do I have a bonus action? I do. I am going to spend my bonus action. Yes, I'm going to spend my bonus action to change 2 dice in my pool to a color of my choice. I'm going to change you to a frog, and I'm going to change you to a face. And that will be my action bonus action. This lovely creature will now attack me. So it is attacking my rightmost unit. My rightmost unit will just fight with what it has. It's going to get slaughtered. However, this creature is going to take 1 damage for it and be exhausted. And my Mist Spirit is gone. Finally, for my turn, what I'm going to do is take a second to think about what I'm going to do. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put down the Summon Blue Jaguar spell as my action. So all you do is just stack it to where you see the symbols underneath, as you can see here, as my action. And that will be I don't know if I want to... Yes, I need the other symbol. So that's going to be my action. Let's see about bonus action. There's nothing here on bonus action I want to do. So it's the Chimera's turn. He will attack my rightmost unit. Well, let's do that. So I attack him for 1. He attacks me for 2. He's going to kill my Mist Spirit. And I will do the 1 damage to hit him. Now he gets to determine if he's going to regenerate or not when he dies. He does not regenerate. So therefore he is removed and the Chimera takes 1 damage. Now it becomes fun time because the Chimera is out of actions. It is completely exhausted. It is done with its turn. Everything else is on me until I determine that I am finished. So for my action, I'm going to put down my other Mist Spirit spell because that's just fun to do. And do I want to do a bonus action? No, I'll just let that happen. Then it would go to his turn. He is exhausted, so it's my turn. For my action, I'm going to spend... I'm thinking of whether I want to... I don't have any units on the board, and to do Out of the Mist, I need units. So I'm going to spend these two to summon my next double Mist Spirit. So imagine the fun sounds as they come waltzing in, as they come into play. It would be the Chimera's turn. He can't do anything, so it is my turn. Yay. This is where this gets fun. So we're going to play an action spell that is going to use the Frog and the Wolf as a bonus action to deal X amount of damage to a target unit. You may draw a card if you want, and X is the number of units you have in play. So I will go ahead and do I want to do that? I don't know if I want to do that. I don't think I'm going to do that. Instead, I'm going to summon a butterfly monk by spending the frog symbol as an action. Let's beef this up for next round. So a butterfly monk comes into play using that resource that builds that there. Yes. Now I have a wolf and a base symbol left. Now what I can do is I'm actually going to meditate, because it would be his action, so it's still mine. As a bonus action on my next turn, I'm going to meditate. I will discard this 1 card, these 2 cards, to tick this up to 2 to that symbol. And that will be my bonus action. My action, I'm going to pass and wait for my next turn. And then on my next turn, I will then play as a bonus action Out of the Mist to deal X amount of damage to a target unit, and I may draw a card. X is the number of units you have in play. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, that 4-lifer that has Defender that's not going to get blocked by that Chimera is going to take that right in the face for 3. And it will die. And when it dies, it deals 2 damage to the Chimera, going down to 25. Yay me. That was fantastic, and that gets discarded. Cool. Now it's my turn. Again. And I get to do this because it has used all of its turns. First things first, you can only declare 1 attacker at a time. So we are going to attack with the Mist Spirit for 1 damage. This cannot defend because it's exhausted, but we're going to see if the Chimera will defend for it. So let's find out. It's a 5, so the Chimera won't defend it, so it will take a damage. And we'll put an exhaustion token on my Mist Spirit. Then, next turn, attack. Will you defend? A 3. No, you won't, and this creature is destroyed. So when it's destroyed, you take 2 damage, going down to 23. Yay, and you are exhausted. And then finally, my butterfly monk, who's going to attack the Chimera directly for 1 damage, going down to 22, and it's exhausted and doesn't take any damage. They're all clean and happy joy. And that's going to end my turn. What a wonderful comeback turn that was. So we'll see what happens next. So we go into recovery. So does anything have recovery that I have or the Chimera has? No. So therefore then we remove all exhaustion. We remove exhaustion for every exhaustion on the Chimera. We would remove 1 red rain. There is no exhaustion on, so we don't need to do that. How many threats are in play? None, so no red rains get added. And then we remove all this fun stuff from the Chimera. We turn this way, and then we are going to re-roll, and we're going to draw 5 new cards. All right, my 5 cards are Summon Butterfly Monk, another spell to add to my spell repertoire. Summon Mist Spirit. Let's just fill the board with Mist Spirits. Massive Growth. We've got Root Armor. This unit now has the following ability. Armored. After this unit is dealt damage, prevent 1 damage from being received, and it gains 1 extra life. And another Misty Typhoon, which is fantastic. On the main board, we fill back up with Threat. 1, 2, 3, 4. Turn this towards me. We then re-roll our lovely dice to see what's gonna happen. I'm excited. Let's hope we roll better. So this is better. No basics in the illusion dice. So that is something I can work with. And from here, nothing but basics. Nothing but basics in the nature dice. Thank you, nature. You have failed me yet again. All right, so since it is my turn and I'm going first, I'm actually going to play a massive growth on one of my mist spirits. I'm going to spend one of these and one of these to do massive growth, which means this one in the center is who I'm going to boost, and he will gain this spell cannot be attached to a unit with an attack value of this spell can only be attached to a unit with an attack value of 2 or less. So he gains Spell Guard. This spell cannot be affected by an opponent's spell, and at the end of this entire round, this will go away. But right now, he's beefed up. He's got +4 fight, so he has a total of 5 fight, 5 life for this round. So that was my action. My bonus action is I'm going to exhaust this lovely ability to boost this to a frog and this to a frog, just in case they get ribbit, they get springy, they get froggy, they want to leap. So that will end my turn. Because nothing is revealed, it's going to be the Chimera's turn. That's a miss, and he rolled a 7, so let's see what a 7 does. So this says, this deal as a 7, as a bonus action, deal 1 damage to the opposing player's Phoenixborn. So it's going to hit me for 1, and then it will reveal. All right, so I'll take 1 damage going to 8, and then it will reveal its top card. It is the Shadow Aspect Glare. While this is out, the opposing player cannot play action or reaction spells. So it has shut down my entire spell. Oh no. Oh no. But that's okay. I can still summon things, because if you notice on action spells, it actually says action at the top, and on reaction spells, it actually says reaction at the top. It does not mean spellbook spells, because those are considered ready spells. So I can't do my spellbook casting like I really love. But no worries there. As it comes out, well, it's my turn. Cool. She has this lovely ability that I can spend a leaf, or an upgraded leaf, to exhaust that ability, to deal 2 damage to a unit. That looks like you, and it's not attack, so you won't block, and you will take that, taking a blood damage, because I don't like glare. It's not cool. No one likes it. So that was my bonus action. I still have my action. Let's have some fun with this guy. So as my action, I'm going to spend 1 and 1 to summon. I can only have up to 8. 2 more Mist Spirits on the board. This is going to be fun. So that was my bonus action. This is my action. It is the Chimera's turn. So let's grab and roll. So we've got a shard, and we've got a 1 that we rolled. Let's see what the 1 does. So on his behavior 2, the 1 just reveals. All right, so let's go ahead and find out what this 1 card is. It looks like it's a regenerate, which means you know the rules. It has an attack 2, life 1. We'll see what it does. So we put the regenerate out, give it 1 status token, and then it is our turn. That actually was a pretty decent run. So what do we want to do? What do we want to do? We will, because I'll wait for that to attack to do what I want. I could do a Misty Typhoon, but not quite yet. Not quite yet. We can, let me think about what I want to do. I know what I want to do, because it will make me ever so happy. I'm going to spend 1 of these to summon 1 more Mist Spirit. And I may use another one to summon another Mist Spirit. So that's 2, 4, 6, 7. I'm at 7 of my 8 full up board, and they look so cute and ready to kill everyone. So that was my action. My bonus action. My bonus action. I'm probably not going to do anything for my bonus action, so that will be the end of my turn. It is your turn, my good sir. So you got a miss, and I rolled. I can see that. I believe it was a 3. So what does a 3 do on the behavior card? Let's find out. It will attack if able, and if it can't, it will reveal. So let's see what this lovely regenerate is going to do. And I should call it a degenerate instead of a regenerate. So the regenerate is going to attack my rightmost unit, which is this. So sure, you can attack it. I'm okay with that. And so it's a 2 to 1 to 1 to 1, which will kill it. At this point, we're going to roll this die, and it does come back on the right side. So we'll move these over and put this here, and it comes back exhausted. My Misspirit is removed and dies. So that is its turn. It is my turn now. So I am going to attack with this, with this Misspirit. I'm going to attack this. Well, you can't defend, so we're going to see if the Chimera is going to guard. And at a 10, the Chimera will guard. So I will exhaust this creature. I'm unable to hit this, but I do hit the Chimera, taking him down to 20. So that was my action. I'm not going to do a bonus action, so let's see what the Chimera is going to do on its turn. So that's a miss, and it rolled a 12. Oh, that's not good. Let's see what a 12 does. On a 12, we place 1 red range token on the Chimera, and then we reveal. Not good, not good. So we place 1 red range on the Chimera, and then we reveal this card to see what it's going to be. Oh no, Stormcall. At the start of the Chimera's turn, remove 1 status token. It gets 2. Remove 1 status token from the unit to deal 1 damage to the opposing player's target Phoenixborn. Then if that was the last status token on the unit, place 1 red rain token on the Chimera. Oh no, you have to die immediately. So with Stormcall sticking out with 2 status tokens on it, not good, not good at all. We need to find a way to kill that thing. I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't like it. I think methinks it may be time. Yes, me do. Me do thinks it is time. So I'm going to spend this face and this to play my action spell of Mist Typhoon. So I'll play those 2, and it says deal 1 damage to all opponents' units. You may draw a card. So you'll take a damage, going down to 1. You'll take a damage which kills you straight out, and that will take you to 19. And that is an action to do that. A bonus action, I have to, the ultimate can happen, and this can be bad. If the ultimate happens, I'm going to be so sad. You have no idea. I will be very sad. So let's pause there and hope. I really, really hope that I do not roll a 12. This will be bad news bears on a 12. It's a 10. Let's see what a 10 does. And it's a no shard. So let's see what a 10 does. A 10 says raise 2 basic rage die 1 level, which means give them shards, and then reveal. So we will raise 2 of these up, come here, and then we will reveal the last card. So let's see what's under this one. Dark Descent. When this unit is declared as an attacker, place 1 exhaustion token on the opposing player's target leftmost unit. If that unit was already exhausted, discard it instead. Oh dear, and it has 3 life, which I don't like. Don't like. Okay, so, and that at the start, this would have come off, and it says remove 1 status token from this to deal 1 damage to the opposing player's Phoenixborn. Boop. Oh boy. 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 So, what can we do? Well, the first thing we could do as a bonus action, we'll use our illusion magic ability with the wolf to basically tick these 2 down to nothing. So remove them. To lower 2 dice in a target opponent's active pool 1 level. And then our action, I've got to kill this guy. But he's going to attack the Phoenixborn, and that's okay. That's okay. The only one that could kill this, actually no, any level 1 could kill it. So I'm going to attack the Stormcaller with the Mist Spirit. And the Stormcaller is, no one's there to guard for it. Oh no. Oh no, I'm scared. No. So the Phoenixborn guard, the Chimera guards for it, and it exhausts this. So then it is its turn. It will do 1 to drop this to 6, and it's the last one, so it would put the 3rd red rain on the Chimera. That is awful. So let's find out. Well, oh boy, let's find out what happens. Whew. After placing all red range tokens on the Chimera, if they are red range tokens equal to or greater than the Chimera's ultimate value, resolve the following. Remove the red range tokens from the Chimera equal to its ultimate value. Discard all cards on the Chimera's battlefield that it does not own. Deal 2 damage to all units and Phoenixborns the opponent's control, and then remove this card from the game. Boy. Oh no. So, clear anything that it doesn't have. Remove up to 3 red rains. Deal 2 damage to everything. So I'm going to go down to 4 health. Gone. You're going to take 2 damage and still be alive. Gone. Gone. Oh man, that hurt. Before I could do anything, everything got wiped out. And then this thing still attacks. So it will attack my rightmost unit for 1. My rightmost unit isn't exhausted, so at least it gets to kill this stupid thing. And now it's exhausted, and it has 1 damage on it. And then, oh wait, yes, it would be exhausted. And it has 3 damage on it of the 5 health that it has, and I deal 1 damage to this. Wow, that was unfortunate. That was an unfortunate play. Unfortunate. There is nothing else I can do. It shut down my entire turn. Oh dear. That was so bad. And then we discard the behavior and the ultimate for what's coming up next. I can't do anything. It shut me down. So you're going to attack my Phoenixborn for 3, taking me to 1 health. When this unit is declared as an attacker, place 1 exhaustion token on the unit player's target leftmost unit. If that unit's already exhausted, discard it. Wow, it wiped my board in 1 move. That's awesome sauce. I can't do anything. I'm out of dice because my plan was completely ruined. The Chimera's complete in what it's going to do. So look at how many aspects it has. That's how many red rains it's going to get. Anything to remove? No, it's not. We remove exhaustion tokens. This is so sad. I had it so built up. This is so sad. 17 to 1 health. It is so rough. And the Chimera gets to go first. We replenish up to 4. Oh boy. This is not going good for Aradel. Not going good. And then we're going to draw 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cards and see what we have. I made a mistake when I said drop the 5 cards because I already had 3 cards in my hand. Because I didn't do anything else. I should have played those 3 cards or 2 of those 3 cards, and I didn't on my last turn because I'm scared. I only draw 2 cards, which is a Butterfly Monk and Root Armor this time around. Yes, I noticed my mistake. I had the other 2 spells that I could have put down, but I just got completely smeared by the Chimera that it completely jumped out of my head to play the other 2 so I can get a fresh 5 set of cards. So once that's done, we're going to re-roll our dice and see how we're going to cry this round. So we've got 2 wolf heads, not too bad, 1 face, and 2 bases for illusion. And we've got 2 frogs, that's here, not too bad, 2 leaves, and 1 basic for nature that's on there. Okay, it's the Chimera's turn, so we're going to roll and see how I'm going to die. So that's a miss, and it rolled a 10, so let's see what 10s do. A 10 says, raise 3 basic rage dice to level 1 and then reveal. Well, let's take a look at our reveal before we raise them up as who we're going to be dealing with. Hey, Dark Descent. When this unit is declared as an attacker, bad news things happen and the game ends. Wonderful. That's what I'm looking for to go. So I might not be winning this game. Oh man. All I can do presently is I can summon Mist Spirits, and you know what? I'm good at one thing, and that one thing I'm going to do well. I'm gonna summon 2 Mist Spirits onto the board, because that is just bad news as my action. And as my bonus action, I'm going to cry in a corner. I'm going to spend a leaf, exhaust my ability to deal 2 damage, and then cry in a corner. All right, what are you doing to me today? Oh, no, stop it, game. Stop it. And I rolled a 12. The game says place 1 red Reigns token on the Chimera and reveal, which would give him 2 red Reigns tokens on him, and we'll see that. But the reveal is going to be a Stormcaller. Yay, this is gonna hurt. It's like it's upset with me. It wants to prove a point. So with 2 red Reigns on the Chimera and 2 status tokens on the Stormcaller, we cry as best as we can. So for a bonus action, I'm going to use my nature ability to spend 1 frog to deal 1 damage to this, killing it, dealing 2 damage to you, taking you to 15. Oh boy, so that was my bonus action. My action, if I'm allowed to take one, is going to be to summon some more Mist Spirits because I need fodder. So I'm going to use a wolf and a base to summon 2 more Mist Spirits onto the board and hope that they can save my life just a little bit longer. Oh dear. So that was my bonus action, my action. So let's see what happens here. I rolled a 7 and a miss. So let's see what that does. Deal 1 damage to the opposing player's target leftmost unit and then reveal. So this is the last reveal that's going to happen, which is Glare. I can't cast any spells. I hate this game. It hates me so much. Ugh. So we deal 1 damage to the opposing player's leftmost, which kills this Mist Spirit. And we revealed, so now no more rolling, just death. Now, if we cannot clear this, we are in so much trouble. So much trouble. So, what do we want to do? What do we want to do? Oh, what do we want to do? I don't know if there's a possibility of salvaging this. At all. At all. Oh, boy. Well, I can protect. I can live through these 3. So I think I'm going to pass until it does whatever it's going to. You're going to exhaust this one, which means this one I'll have to defend, which means I'll die. So I have to do something. So I'm going to spend a frog to summon a butterfly monk and exhaust that ability. Then you're going to attack. When you're declared as an attacker, you exhaust the opposing player's leftmost unit, but the butterfly monk is jumping in to defend. And you will take 1 damage and exhaust, and the butterfly monk will be destroyed. And it says when this unit is destroyed, I'll use this Mist Spirit to block. If anybody takes damage, it'll heal it. And that's their turn. My turn. I just don't have the damage output to deal with this. I could meditate. Nope, I could use this ability to raise this up to a frog as my bonus action. And then my action, was it a frog I wanted? The hell am I doing? Did I want to do that? Raise 2 dice. Did I want this to be a frog? I don't know if I wanted that to be a frog. Instead, let me summon a blue jaguar as my action. Actually, I'll do this instead of this as my action. And then, yes, as my bonus action, yes, I would do that to raise this up to a frog. Then, on your turn, this would have came off, which would have exhausted... Sorry, I forgot to do that. This would have exhausted this guy. Then this... Oh, he's going to ultimate on me again. No! Then this would have made me discard him instead of exhausting him, and then we would have done the block stuff. Then he's going to discard his last one to do this. Since it's the last one, it's going to put a red Reigns on him, and he's going to do his ultimate ability. Oh, I think we're toast. His ultimate phase 3, after placing tokens on the Chimera, if there are red Reigns tokens equal to or greater than the Chimera's ultimate, resolve the following. Remove tokens down to the alt. Discard all cards on the Chimera's battlefield that it does not own. Add a face-down aspect card to each of the Chimera's battlefields. If it is currently the recovery phase, do this step after replenishing aspects. Increase the Chimera ultimate value by 1 for each exhaustion token on here, and that's what's going to happen. So his ultimate ability doesn't wipe my board, thank goodness, but it does add a new aspect down. We'll remove these since he's in phase 3. And this still attacks, to which the butterfly monk will jump in the way and die. and you will take 1 damage and be exhausted. Cool, cool. But now it's back to the Chimera going again too. So I'm going to spend this to deal 1 damage to, as a bonus action. Do I want to spend it as a bonus action? As a bonus action to deal 1 damage to you, killing you. Actually, no, you're exhausted. No. I'll do 1 damage to you as a spell. Oh, I can't use spells. Oh, it's a dice power effect. It's not a spell. It's not an action spell. It's a dice power effect. So I will do 1 damage to you. Now we're back to this. And it rolled a 6. On a 6, reveal an attack with reveal card, which is 2. This is all I could do. And so it's 2 damage. You'll take 1 damage and be exhausted, and this will die. And then there's nothing I can do because now it's my turn. I'm going to put down the Butterfly Monk spell as my second spell. Then this will attack me, and you're exhausted. There's no way I can block it, and I am reduced to 0 health. And so ends Aradel's try. That was a rough go. That ultimate came at the worst time. But hopefully you've enjoyed this playthrough of Ashes Reborn, Rise of the Phoenixborn, and you got to see Aradel try her best. She got him down to 15 before he ended her life from 30, so she knocked him down to about half health. And there are a couple other things like that I could have done, like getting the other summon spells out that I was just devastated by getting my entire wonderful board wiped out, because I was going to go for a massive attack on the Chimera once the last one exhausted. Triggering that ult was terrible. But anyway, so it goes. But that's going to end this playthrough. I hope you enjoy it. I love you, and there's absolutely nothing you could do about it. See everyone later.